So whatever your niche is, this is the approach to go from, here's my idea, let's rough it out, then we'll jump on the computer to really analyze the data, and you'll end up with a big spreadsheet full of topic ideas, titles even, that you'll be able to move forward with creating the content, because ultimately the content is the fuel that runs the engine of your business. So you got to get on that daily content path, and this is how you come up with a big list of content. So I'm going to do a mind map here on the whiteboard. You can do it on a notepad or whatever, but the first thing is take your core goal that your user is moving towards and add that in the center. Again, the goal they're moving towards. So for us, it's clean water. So clean water is the goal, and I know enough about this to, we're just going to kind of start throwing ideas out. The first idea I have is the difference between a water purifier and a water filter. So a purification system will actually remove the pathogens that can get you really, really sick, like Giardia. So when someone goes down to Mexico, for example, and they want to be able to take the tap water in Mexico and run it through something and consume it so it won't make them sick. A basic Brita water filter will not do that, but you need a special type of filter. So off of that, we have the travel idea, right, to third world countries. Then there's the camping idea, people who like camping and backpacking. Right, so those are a couple of the main uses of actual water filtration system or water purification systems. Most people in America would be running off of some sort of a filtration system, something to clean the water, get the scent out of the water essentially, and maybe to remove certain items. So to go from the filter, I want to run a few new little nodes off of the filter side, and then we'll run some sub nodes, because what you might find in this process is that you'll get down here to like the camping and backpacking and be like, dude, I love that stuff. That's going to be my niche. I don't actually want to be the everything to everyone water guy, because there's a little bit too much there. You might find that one of these little nodes, sub nodes, is actually where you want to go build your business. So off of the water filter, there's a few ways we can go about it. There's what it removes, there's the price, there's the type, and there's the brand. So let's put those up there. So you can already see that we're starting to broaden out, and I'm going to follow these down a little bit more here because I think we're going to have a lot more options in this section than this section, and I just want to get all my ideas out on the board here to kind of really see what's going on. So we're going to go down to the removes first, and I know a few of the things that commonly people want to remove from their water is fluoride, chlorine, arsenic, VOCs, which is volatile organic compounds, which come out from farming, etc., etc. Cool, so these are some of the ideas, and what essentially you would create from these, and we'll get into it on the computer, is like how to remove arsenic from your water, right? How to remove chlorine from your water. What water filters remove VOCs, or volatile organic compounds? But we want to get some data behind this idea. I'm just throwing some ideas on the board right now. So for the type, let's talk about a few of the types. There's like a whole house filters, there's under the sink filters, there's pitcher-based filters, there's countertop filters. So that's to base it based on the type, because some people might be looking for a specific type and some people might be looking for the specific problem solution. So we want to round all this idea out. Then there's the brands, right? There's a lot of common brands, and I'm going to give you a list of what I call buyer intent phrases that we're able to mix in with all of these, and that's where you can really identify those keyword phrases that can essentially bring cash flow pretty quickly for you as an affiliate once you gain the rankings. So let me just throw a couple of brand ideas up on there. Brita, Berkey, Alexa Pure, Pro Pure, these are just some brand names that I found kind of basic researching. And there's obviously a lot more. I'm not trying to be super comprehensive here. I'm trying to do enough to show you how I go through this process. You will want to do everything for your niche, and it's worth it to spend a day or a weekend doing all of the research, getting all that research done so your data's done, so you have your keyword list that you're going after, and you essentially have your roadmap that can keep you going forward for 3 months, 6 months, a year, or more of all the content ideas that you need to go, because then it's just a process of create more content more rapidly than your competitors, because if they're doing 1 blog post a week, but they've already got a bank of 100, and you're doing 5 blog posts per week, and you're starting with 0, there's a mathematical way to know at what point you will have more content than they do. And if you're creating more valuable content, that's 80–90% of the game right there. So let's go off the price here real quick. This is a really easy one to base off of, right? There's under $50, there's under $100, there's under $250, etc. So again, these are kind of the types of ways people are searched. My goal here is to get in the mind of my user and like, what are they going to be searching for? Are they going to be searching for cheap filters, right? Do they want to know based on price? Are they searching for specific things they know are in their water because they had their water tested, because they have looked at their municipality water reports, because every municipality runs a report on their water? Are they looking for a specific type? And down here, there's also, just to throw a few more ideas on. I like to spend a fair bit of time in this process to really round out all the ideas I can. You don't have to do it in a mind map format, maybe lists, but whatever it is. Just to show you, I did do a bit of this before on my notepad here. Let's see if I can get it focused in. You can see I just did kind of a basic list, right? I put 4 main columns with the categories of what it was, and I just wrote down the quick ideas on top. And then we have the buyer intent words. I don't see exactly where I can put them on. I'll put them down here real quick. Now, what I mean by buyer intent is sometimes people are looking online for things and they're just looking for ideas. They're just looking to read something. They're just looking to get a basic article. Other times people are searching Google because they're ready to buy something. And when they're ready to buy something, they use specific phrases in how they search. One is the pricing, right? If they have pricing in there, or what's the price of reverse osmosis, that means they know what they want and they're just curious how much it is. Or reverse osmosis system under $100. That's another way of using price that people, when they type that, they're pretty sure they're going to be buying a reverse osmosis filter. So if you have a great piece of content that compares the best reverse osmosis filters for under $100 and they find your post, and I don't know if that's a reality, by the way, but if they find your post on that, there's a high likelihood they're going to click through, they're going to trust your recommendation, they click through, they purchase. That's when you make money as an affiliate in this kind of a scenario. So a few of those are comparison, price, review, best, top 10, and cheap. So someone who's comparing a under the sink filter with a reverse osmosis filter, when they're comparing those two things, they know mentally that they're down to those two things. It's one of the two. If they know that they are looking for a top 10, what are the top 10 whole house filters? They know they want a whole house filter, they just don't know which one. These are the opportunities for you to connect them with content. You connect to them with content, and then you help them understand what their options are. You make a very good argument for which one is potentially best for them in their current situation, what they're searching for. The odds are, if you help them connect all those dots in a way that makes sense and is logical and feels comfortable to them, they're going to click through and purchase. And that's how people make money as affiliates without building lists, with just pure content. And of course, you could build a list off of this. You could build this into a much bigger business, but ultimately the traffic, the list, none of that works until you get enough content that's drawing in people. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause the video for a minute. I'm going to take all of this information and these ideas that we just kind of threw together in a mind map. We're going to pull it together into the computer, and then we're going to start to work with it in the computer. I'm going to show you a few tools that you can use to expand upon these ideas, to cross-reference these ideas, to get even more ideas for content, right? Because when you start to combine them, right, the top 10 with this here, the comparing two brands, there's actually a big multiplier effect, and there's hundreds if not thousands of ideas potential here from combining your buying intent phrases with the different items that we have around the mind map. I'll show you more about how that works. While I do that, go ahead and leave me a comment. Click pause if you want. Don't click pause. Just like right on if you're digging this. If you have any questions at this point, hit me in the comments right now, and I'm going to connect with you in 1 second here on the computer. Now that we're on the computer, the goal is to expand the keyword list and then cross-reference it to make sure they have search volume and to get the difficulty score. So you can find out which have the best volume and the lowest difficulty, and you start there. Ultimately, how you go about expanding your keyword list is up to you. You can use any software you want. You can use Excel, you can use Evernote or Microsoft Word. I happen to like using notepad.txt files because they save without any weird characters in them. So just apply your approach to working on the computer. Don't think you need to do it my way. And I might be doing things a little slower than needed with a little brute force because I'm not necessarily an Excel ninja. That's fine. If you are, good on you. Apply what you know. But let's jump in. So the first step is to literally expand based on our brainstorm, right? Create all of the different variations, and I mean all of them. I'm not going to do all of them because that would be a long time and I'm going to keep this video short, but you will need to do all of them. So the first thing I'm going to do is I simply take, these are the main nodes and the sub nodes. So how to remove chlorine, fluoride, all those things from our list from water. I'm going to copy these over, and then I'm going to paste it in a notepad file and clean it up. All right, so that's the first variation that we've created. Now there's another variation based on these, which is filters that remove, right? So I'm just going to delete this out. Again, if you know how to do the merge and all that fancy stuff, get to it. That's totally cool here. I'll speed this up and just kind of show you real quickly how I do this. Now these first ones don't work with the intent phrase, right? It doesn't make sense to filters that remove VOC top 10. So maybe there's top 10, but probably there's really only 1 or 2 filters that actually do the job. But if you look at the types of filters down here, the whole house, the under sync, reverse, those do make sense with these. So I'll show you how I kind of merge those together. So the first thing I'm going to do is add water filter to the end of each of them. And that way we'll have just a clean starting point. So now I've got kind of the combination of all of those main types of filters set up, and I'm going to copy this and I'm going to just paste it right below. And now I'm going to add one of the identifiers. So let's do best, for example. And you will want to do this for every single one. So we'll copy that again, paste it here, and we'll do review at the end this time. And I'll go top 10 as well. Now I'm going to stop here manually building this out, but again, there's the brands of filters, there's the pricing, there's the water purifiers for, like, you need to expand this out manually and you need to get every variation you can come up with. I would even think of more phrases like filters that remove. I'm going to show you how to find more of these, but this is kind of the first manual approach, right? Now I've got this list and I don't know if people actually search all of these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove all the spaces and I'm going to show you how you can run it through a free Google tool in order to see which ones actually get search volume. So we copy the whole list and then we go over to the Google AdWords Keyword Planner. I get here by searching for Keyword Planner. If you're in your AdWords account, you can click on the little wrench and it's the Keyword Planner. And essentially you want to use this second kind of area here where it says see search volume and forecasts for your keywords. Now, the data we're going to get back from here is not really usable data for organic search engine marketing and SEO. It's tailored towards paid advertisers. But what it will show us is which actual phrases get clicks, and that's what we're looking for. So I just sorted that list by clicks, and you can see that really quickly most of these actually don't get clicks. So there's a couple of ways you can go depending on how many here. You can tick all these boxes to the left, you can kind of remove those and export it, or you can simply look at, if there's not that many, you can look at which ones are, and you can create a new keyword list by copying these and pasting these over to a new list. However you want to go about it, this is one way to kind of work with that data. Because again, we want to take all of our ideas and we want to condense it down to the ones that actually get searched. Next up, I want to show you kind of another item that will allow us to expand our search phrases without having to cost any money for any sort of expansion tools. I'm going to show you the manual way and then kind of a faster way. So I'm going to start by searching for reverse osmosis. So now you notice it automatically populates these different phrases, right? Now these are the different things that ultimately people are searching for, and Google thinks these are the most relevant sub-phrases, long tail keyword phrases to our main phrase. You can type these in. You want to actually go capture all of these, especially the ones that are relevant. You can also put space A, space B, and go through word letter by letter, and it'll give you all of the different items. But that's really inefficient, right? But this is where keyword.io, comes in. So you can come here and type in reverse osmosis and click search, and it essentially does that for you, where it adds the A, it adds the B, it adds the C, and it does it before and after to give you a list of keyword phrases. So it pulls up this list. Now they're going to try to get you to sign up. They're going to try to get you to pay. I don't like this as a pro tool. I've never really used this. I don't think their pro tool is worth it, but you can see it did create a list of 613 keywords. And it says that if you want to be able to download it without signing, you can get it from signing in. So you got to get a free account and you can download them. What I do is I just scroll through here and I really try to focus on, okay, which ones are actually the highest
relevance. So now you can see best reverse osmosis, best home reverse osmosis water filter. What you can do is you can just copy these and paste them, right? You can just make a new notepad sheet, essentially, get a new one here, and you can just paste them right on, and you can essentially keep growing your list. You can see that people search for reverse osmosis shower filters. That I didn't even know was a thing, but obviously people do that. These keyword phrases, you notice I'm hovering around the best area because this is one of the main phrases that identify intent, right? Best was here. There's also, let's see if cheap can. So here's another good one with the can, right? Can babies drink reverse osmosis water? Can dogs drink? All of these are literally phrases you can, I mean, these are exact articles that you can create on your site. So it's a manual process of collecting the opportunities that you want to go after. And of course, you can click all of these, select the ones you want, you sign up. If I try to export, it's going to get me to sign up to use it. I just kind of go through it manually. Like I'm okay taking the time manually because it gives me time to think about this, right? I don't want to just create a big list that I don't really put much thought of the intent. I'm always thinking like, okay, carbon water filter versus reverse osmosis. Is this somebody I'm interested in that's interested in my stuff? And you can see this is a really big list of phrases. So here are your ideas. Pull the ones that are closest to the buyer intent, right? These are people who really want to buy is when they're searching for how much, how safe, how to install, versus like best top 10 and prices. So that's another way here on the Google, the keyword.io. You also saw how to use that and do that kind of work in Google, but there's one more place we can go in Google. And I'm going to search reverse osmosis by itself. You can see obviously it pulls up the shop, but I want to scroll to the bottom here. And you're going to see at the bottom, it's got these searches related to. And this is another area. You got another 8 suggestions here. And I'm going to do best reverse osmosis and see what it does down there. So best reverse osmosis, and then I go to the bottom here and you can see best reverse osmosis system for well water. Perfect. That's the kind of thing that you're looking for because the opportunity here is going to be pretty big considering most of the big boys in the reverse osmosis world aren't going to have all of these unique little pieces of content that you as a content creator can and will create over time. Under sink reverse osmosis, home master, best whole house reverse osmosis, best countertop. So you can see even here, we've got the whole house, the countertop, the under sink paired with reverse osmosis and paired with the best. That's what I've been trying to get at here is we have, this is intent A. We have the where as intent B mixed with the type of filter, right? So it's the location of the filter, under sink, the type of the filter, reverse osmosis, and best can all get mixed together. And you want to do that top 10 under sink reverse osmosis water filters, top 10 reverse osmosis for well water. And when you start to multiply these things out, you'll notice there is an insane number of very, very small kind of focused content pieces available for you to write on similar topics. One more, I want to do a different type of filters here. So let's do how to remove fluoride. So you can see right here, how to remove fluoride from the drinking water, from the shower water, from water for plants, how to remove fluoride from water naturally, how to use fluoride from bath water, from tap water at home, how to remove fluoride from water cheaply. These are all phrases that Google is saying, people search this. They search it enough that they're suggesting it. You could have a piece of content on each and every one of them. And this is how you grow a mega authority site, is by creating hundreds upon hundreds, eventually thousands of very specific, very targeted, very focused, well-researched, high-quality pieces of content that answer all of these different kinds of questions. I'm going to search that and see what comes up at the bottom just to see if there's anything else at the bottom. And you've got more of them, right? How to remove fluoride for free from well water, from water for plants. Some of them overlap for sure, and some of them don't. But this is the game. Again, I'd be building a massive list. I'd be building one ultimate list that's not this. This would get deleted, right? My big list here would ultimately get deleted, and I would have it filled with the ones that I feel have the real highest likelihood of actually working. But let's go on to one other tool here because I want to show you this answer the public. Now this dude creeps me out, to be perfectly honest. I don't like his impatience. I'm not sure why they have that, and here he is getting a little bold with me. Right on, dude. Anyways, what you do here is you enter in a keyword phrase, and it gives you some really interesting random ways of looking at that keyword phrase and other searches around that keyword phrase. So let's do reverse osmosis, or actually let's do, reverse osmosis. Now, again, you would want to do this for every single phrase. Like, it is a lot of work. This is the kind of research that most people don't do. This is how you outwork your competition. If you've ever heard of Gary Vee say you got to out-hustle everybody, outwork everyone. Well, this is how you do it strategically, so you're focusing all of your outworking effort on creating content that is focused on what people search, focused on things people are looking for help with. And here is essentially the output from this tool. So we've got reverse osmosis at the beginning, and then you see there's all these questions that start with will. Will reverse osmosis remove lead? Will reverse osmosis remove fluoride? Will reverse osmosis remove coliform bacteria? These are all topic ideas for you. Again, I would cross-reference them with the next tool, which we'll get to in a second, but you want to pull these kinds of things out. Why? What is reverse osmosis desalination? What is reverse osmosis system in-house? Who does reverse osmosis work? Okay, so some of these just flat out don't make sense, but you're looking for the ones that do make sense, right? Is reverse osmosis water alkaline? Is reverse osmosis water deionized? So there's alkalinity upgrades that can be sold that bolt on to. I have one on my reverse osmosis filter. So if somebody's searching for is reverse osmosis systems alkaline, you have the ability to potentially help them understand that theirs isn't, and they could buy this add-on, and that is where your affiliate money would come from, is linking them to the item that they want. It's a great way to come up with a whole lot of search ideas. Then there is the prepositions, which it runs off of. Here's even more ideas, and then I think they have it in a data list, or actually you can switch over to data here. So now you click the data, and it actually gives you a list that's much more copy pastable, right? So these are all the comparisons, right? 73 comparisons: reverse osmosis and osmosis, reverse osmosis and water purification. This is the comparison I was talking about for buyer intent. Someone who is searching for, essentially, do I do reverse osmosis or this? These are the kinds of phrases they will search, and you can see I can actually tick that box to switch it over to data on every one of these, and you can see what is reverse osmosis water, what does reverse osmosis remove. I think it removes some of the little prepositions here, but these are search phrases that you're able to literally search for. I'm gonna copy a few of those and paste it into my phrase here. And I'm gonna grab, let's see here. Just gonna grab a few of these, because what I'm trying to show you now is, at this point, you should have a list that has been sorted a bit, right? So again, we start with all these raw ideas, we merge them all together, right? Merging the nodes we came up with in our mind map with the intent phrases, with the kind of relevant phrases around it. We cross-reference that to make sure they have search volume. We now have a list of ones that have search volume. This is done. Right? So then we had this gigantic list here of all these individuals that we eventually sort through and make sure they actually have search volume. Plug it into the AdWords tool to find the ones that do, and eventually you'll get them onto a smaller list. So we first expand the list as much as we can. We go on Answer the Public, we go to Keyword.io, we go through our brain and our actual research we did on the board. We expand that list as much as we can, and then we dump it all into the AdWords tool to make sure it gets some sort of search volume. But we don't know what that means for organic traffic, and we don't know what the organic difficulty is. All we're trying to do is remove the ones that get zero search traffic. Then you ultimately will end up with a short list of phrases you know are relevant. Generally, they'll have buyer intent associated with them. You know they have some sort of search phrase, and you know that you've expanded this list through multiple tools, Keyword.io, through your brain, through manual physical work of just combining variations and the Answer the Public tool, and using Google itself, what it gives you in the suggested tool and what Google gives you in the lower area. It takes hours and hours and hours to get this, but now you have your list, and this list now needs to be tied in. And again, we use Keyword Finder. This is at milesbeckler.com/KW Finder, and you can use it a couple of different ways. Obviously, there's the way we can use it for just searching one phrase, which I'll do really quickly to kind of show you what it looks like for one phrase, and we'll search the find keywords here. And this is if you want to go one by one. There's a way to import, which we'll look at next. So you can see right here, I found off the top, best home reverse osmosis system has a 31 keyword difficulty. That is a great keyword difficulty if you're getting started. This is a buying phrase. People want to know what the best is. They're ready to buy. They know reverse osmosis is for them. They want the best one. And if you show them what the best one is, the odds of them clicking through and buying, whether that's through Amazon or a Walmart affiliate account or some other affiliate account you got through an affiliate network, that is how you ultimately make money, by answering their problem with great content, getting that content ranking through doing this over hundreds and hundreds of times. You build the authority of your site in that process, and that rising tide of building the authority floats all boats. So you can see this is a great keyword phrase. For me, the keyword difficulty is fantastic, but I want to show you how you can do this in bulk. You can click the import and it'll allow you to add them in bulk. Now again, I just pieced this together. You understand that this list for you, you've already verified that they actually do have search volume. You've already verified that they actually are indeed searched. I click import to keyword finder and it runs the data for me. Now I only get the keyword difficulty showing on this screen if someone has ever searched it before in this tool. But you can see that it's got best reverse osmosis water filter. This is another great one. These are great keyword difficulty scores. Up to even 40 is actually really low, to be honest with you. 32 whole house water review, and you can see I've got the search volume here in the middle. I've got the average cost per click, which doesn't really matter for us, but this is how I create my list of what are the lowest difficulty, highest search phrases. And if you want, you could sort by the search numbers. Right here, this one has the highest number of searches. I'm going to click on the little icon under the keyword difficulty, and it's going to go rank that for me, and I work my way down. Now you might be thinking, Miles, 880 searches a month, that's it. Like if I get the top spot, I might only get 300 or 400 searches. Like that's not much. But if you think about the process and about how essentially you will dominate with organic search marketing through content marketing, you're creating one post, focus on one keyword per day. If that one post or one keyword can get you 100, even 100 potential clicks per day, per month, excuse me. What that means is it would get 200 plus searches per month, and you can get about half of those roughly if you take the number one spot. If you do this hundreds of times over, the compounding effect of every one of those keyword phrases that'll bring you 3 a day here, 10 a day there, 5 a day there, 20 a day from this one, 30 a day from this one. Eventually you'll get some big ones, but it starts with a lot of little ones. And all those little ones are too small for the big guys. And that's where you have an opportunity to outwork them. And this is the game. I'm just looking for what is the lowest difficulty, highest search volume. And this is ultimately how you build out your main keyword list. It's a very kind of long, lengthy process. I do a lot of manual configurations. I don't trust any one tool to come up with all of the different variations because I'm always trying to focus on what's inside of that user's head. What are they thinking? What's their search intent? And I really try to come up with phrases in a way using essentially tools like my brain and the whiteboard that no one else uses. And then I spend time to put together every single potential combination of those in every combination that makes any sort of logical sense for a human to be searching. And then I run it through to see if it gets any search volume. It's this approach that helps me out strategically work all of my competition. And your competition sometimes is big business, right? There are these big corporations. They don't do long tail keyword search engine optimization based marketing, right? They don't do it at all. Then your other competition are the other affiliate marketers and the other people watching my videos and the other people who get this world. And they're probably all using one of 3 tools, which is why I showed you a variety of tools. And again, the best tool to use is your brain and your time and your energy to piece it all together. You can stitch together keyword phrase ideas in ways that these tools never will. And when you find a little honeypot that no one is ranking for and you can go in and dominate that segment, it's really going to help you kind of rank better for your whole site because Google's going to see you get a high click-through rate. Google's going to see people get in and on your site. They're going to have a high time on site, et cetera, because you're creating great content. The result of all of this is one massive list of keywords, and you can export from that last tool, the milesbeckler.com/KW Finder. You can export all of the content from that one tool if you want. That is ultimately your master list that you run with, and then The game's all about creating content every day. Put out a piece of content. Do a blog post a day on your WordPress site. Do a YouTube video a day if you have access to being able to do YouTube videos in a way that makes sense. For me, I don't have all these filters in hand, so I wouldn't necessarily be able to do videos for all of these. I would go in a written word approach. I would focus on creating 1 or 2 really focused blog posts a day every day. If I could put out 60 posts a day, that means within about 5 months, I'd have hundreds of posts available that would literally begin to drive traffic in ways that would absolutely amaze most people. And that, my friend, is the path to using keyword research, search engine optimization, search engine marketing, and content marketing to outwork all of your competitors. This is how you focus on working smarter, but you got to work smarter and harder. That's the key to success. I hope this has been helpful. It's a little bit all over the place because there is no one way to do this. There is no one tool that this is the only tool you ever need to use. You need to use lateral thinking. You need to figure out ways to go beyond what your competitors are doing, both the big businesses and the other affiliate marketers. You need to take time to really create new combinations and think very kind of logically and really get into the mindset of your user. What are they searching for, right? They want clean water, but why do they want clean water? What are they trying to remove from the water? What types of water systems? What brand names of water systems? You will eventually find a list of literally hundreds upon hundreds of keyword phrases that you can go dominate because they'll have low volume, they'll have low difficulty score, because no one's targeting them, or the people who are just kind of put up some rubbish content, and you can create better, more valuable content and essentially take over that #1 spot. You can push your competitors off the first page of Google. You can collect that traffic. Then you could add pop-ups. You could grow an email list. You could build a subscription service. There's all kinds of things you can do once you grow that traffic, but ultimately you need to put in the work through content marketing to grow that traffic. I hope this video has been helpful. If you made it to the end, wow, good on you. #badass on you. That's awesome that you made it to the end. Put this into work. This kind of work is so powerful. It's something you can do in an afternoon. You can put a long day's work in, and you will have enough keyword phrases to rely on for months, if not years in the future. And then it's just grind it out or outsource it, work it, be project manager, get great content written. Remember, it's got to be great content. These are real human beings who are searching phrases like, does reverse osmosis remove fluoride from my water? This is a person, possibly a mom, who's concerned about what she's consuming in her water. She's concerned about her health and well-being. Honor that. Create great content. Actually help her understand where fluoride comes from, how to remove fluoride. If that doesn't remove the fluoride, what does? Lead her on a journey to solve her problem, and you will find that the click-throughs to the actual products you recommend when you educate her better than anyone else has, and you make it understandable to where she's like, I get it now. Cool, I need that. Boom, I'm clicking, I'm buying from Amazon because 2-day Prime, everyone's a Prime member anyway to be here in 2 days, and you, my friend, will make a commission in that moment when she clicks through and buys. That's it. That's the game. And I just really wanted to reinforce, like, honor that these are real people. Put out great content that helps them. The more you actually help them, the better your numbers will be. Google will see the click-throughs go up, the time on site go up. Google will drive more traffic because Google can see through data, through the analytics data on your site, that you are a trustworthy website. That'll raise the value of your site. That'll raise the authority of your site. Every one of your keyword phrases can lift up as you continue to raise the authority. How do you do that? Lots and lots and lots of great content is ultimately one of the keys to that path. Thank you again for your time. I look forward to connecting with you in another video here in a couple of days. And any questions, hit me in the comments. Subscribe if you haven't already. Got some new stuff coming out. Thumbs up if you liked it. Engage, share, do what you do. I appreciate you, and I look forward to connecting with you on the next video. Until then, be well.